If I were to ask you, how fulfilling is your life? How would you respond? I was speaking with a client earlier today, and we were discussing this topic. And as you think about how fulfilling is your life, and if you're a leader of a company or an organization, it might be, how fulfilling is it to work with you, your company, or how are you fulfilling your possibilities as an organization or as a company? If I were to ask you the question, what would you respond? And I'm going to just walk you through a very quick little exercise, similar to what I do with some of my clients. To do so, once you're in a safe environment, it's not going to get in any accidents, something that's conducive for you to really think and be thoughtful about your responses. Let me get started. So when you think about how fulfilling is your life, if you were to give it a score of 1, from 1 being unfulfilling on the very low end to 10 being completely fulfilling, where would you fall? Between 1 and 10. Now, it might be that when you're thinking about that, you're thinking about, is it about my job? Is it about my personal life? And it might be different around those different dimensions of your life. You can pick one, or you can pick the integration of them all. And you think about, so where are you between 1 and 10? Now, once you think about that, how does it feel to be there? To have sort of staked a claim that I'm here at this number. How does it feel in your body? Where are you feeling? Are you feeling in your gut, your heart, your mind, elsewhere? Think about what that really feels like being where you are, how fulfilled you are today. And then think about and imagine you're maybe 2 numbers higher. So if you were at a 7, what would it feel like to be at an 8 or a 9? So just sort of feel what that would be like to go up those 2 numbers in your fulfillment. And then think about, what would that mean for you? What would that mean for your organization? Okay. Now, think about, what would a 10 be like? What would it be like to, if I asked you how fulfilled your life is, you were to say a 10. What does that feel like? What are you doing? How are you being? What's different than today? What are you doing less of? What are you doing more of? How are you being differently? How are you showing up differently in the different dimensions of your life? So then think about being at that 10. Just really feel it. Now, as you're feeling it, just sort of describe what's going on. Okay, put some words to it. Think about, oh yeah, this is different than today. This is different than today. This would be way different than today. Or this would be the same. Okay? Now, what about that? Those things that you've just identified, what about them is important to you? What impact are you having from this place of 10 that you're not having from where you are today? Now think of these following questions. What's the benefit for you and those around you for you to be at a 10? What's the cost to you and those around you for you not being at that 10? And then what is the impact on you, on your organization, for getting to the 10 or not getting to the 10? So once you've thought of that, think about, okay, so how do I get there? There may be a whole bunch of things to do. Why don't you just think of one step? What's one thing that you can do to move toward that 10? If you're leading an organization, you might want to get a diverse group of people with different perspectives to help think about this. What is one thing that you can do as an organization to move forward? How will it feel to actually do that? Again, what are the benefits of doing it? What are the costs of not doing it? What are the impacts you're finally going to be able to have? Now, if as you think about that, it's a little scary, makes you a little nervous, that's normal. That's your brain, the inner part of your brain, trying to protect you from change. Now, this brain exists in all of us. And one way of dealing with that overprotectiveness is to acknowledge that your brain is trying to protect you. Say, thank you, brain. I appreciate you trying to protect me, but I choose something else. I choose to move forward and step toward the greatness of being a 10 in fulfillment. You choose. Now, when you're intentional with your choice, I want you to think about, how do you make a plan to hold yourself accountable? Do you involve somebody else to keep you on track? Do you develop a checklist? Do you develop a reminder mantra that you put on your corkboard, or you put on your computer, or you put on your wall? But whatever you do something to help make sure you're keeping yourself accountable. I only have one request to make: that you embrace a fulfilling life and you take that first step, whether it be a baby step, a regular step, or a giant step. Thanks for listening. If you have any comments, want to talk about steps you're taking to change your life, put it all in the comments below. Share it with the community that's looking to step into a more fulfilling life. See how we can help one another. Thank you and have a great day.